It's time for Presley Mania. My name is Rhonda, and boy, have I got some information for you guys today. Last week we started a series about Lisa Marie Presley, talking about the things that were said about her before she passed away, after she passed away, the people involved in harming her legacy, and all of those kinds of topics. And I said I was going to delve more into it. Well, I am. Today I'm going to talk about her half-brother Navarone and some of the things that he is now saying that concern Lisa and her legacy. As I've told you many times before, my channel is about protecting the legacy of Elvis Presley and also Lisa Marie. It is important to me that their truth be factual, that their history be factual, and that the information being spread about them is truthful, and that it's not lies, and it's not things that come from a jealous heart, that it is because this is who they were. And I have to say that I think Navarone has many issues with Lisa. His tone has kind of changed a little bit. Like, he used to not even be able to say Elvis's name, and now he's telling stories at a school about something Elvis told his mom, and I wish I had all of the content on that, but I don't. But anyhow, I kind of am going around the world before I get into the reason I want to do this podcast today. There is a new content creator out there. It's called Game Truth, and they have got lots of videos on Navarone. If you have not checked them out, I suggest that you do. I'm going to go through some of those today. So let's just get started. There was one posted on May 4th of 2024. I don't know if this was actually posted, if Navarone actually posted this live on that date, or if this is when the YouTube content creator uploaded it. But y'all, he is high as a kite. I don't even know if I can play part of this for you. Oh, let's see. But they have got him. You see him. He has got white on his shirt, like he's been shooting up with, like he's been snorting coke or something. And his head is banging. Like I said, if you want to see this, check out Game Truth, and you can look and find these. So here's the problem. So why am I so obsessed about talking about Navarone and his drug issues? Well, number one, let me explain to you guys what he's doing. He is hooked up with a man named Michael De Leon. Michael De Leon is an ex-prisoner. He has been released from prison, and he, I think, is associated with Scientology. And he goes around to schools and gives anti-drug campaigns. Okay. He has got Navarone helping him with all of this now, and going to schools and talking to children about drugs. Navarone did a podcast with a lady recently, and it's called An Addiction Podcast. And let's see, I don't know if you guys, it's on YouTube as well. And it's Navarone Garcia, A Difficult Journey to Sobriety. I don't know if you guys can see this at all. It's going to be blurry. Let me back it up. Can you see? You probably can't. Anyhow, it's out there. And I have to say, I don't understand the praise that she was giving him. Because number one, Navarone states, he gives his story about what happened to him and how early he started doing drugs. He started smoking marijuana when he was, 12, 13, somewhere around in that age. A friend of his who was in his first band is the one who got him to try his first puff of a marijuana cigarette or something. So anyhow, but from there it escalated into other things. He was addicted to heroin, and he was doing a lot of heroin. I mean, he had a severe addiction to it. No kidding. But he's going to these schools and he's talking to kids and telling them how they need to stay off drugs or whatever. But this is what he says in the podcast, and this blew my mind. I have grandchildren. Raised, ranging in the age from a junior in high school all the way down to a first grader. So I've got 9 of them, and they're all different ages. And so this is concerning to me. This Michael DeLeon needs to go and look at his history and keep up on what he's doing in current time, because this guy does not need to be going to schools and talking to children about staying off drugs. Why? Because he's still doing them. If you check out Game Truth, that video from May 4th that was posted on there, like I said, I'm not sure if Game Truth posted it on May 4th or if it's of Navarone on May 4th. Regardless, it's current, okay? Fairly current. He is higher than a kite, literally. Drinking. There's the white on his shirt leads me to believe that he may have been snorting cocaine. And why go to schools, tell children the dangers of drugs, and yet you're still doing it? What if those children are smart? What if they listen to him and they think, oh, this is a cool guy? They go look him up and they find him on Instagram and they see him doing these lives. And what he's telling them in the school isn't matching up to what his real life is. That is dangerous. That is wrong. It needs to be stopped. He needs to stop. And Michael DeLeon needs to take an inventory of him and anyone else that he has working for him, because this is not okay. It is not. I wouldn't want my grandchildren to hear him give a speech for love or money, because I don't believe anything he's spewing. I really don't. Okay, he says in this interview, this addiction podcast, he goes on to say that he didn't have a problem with kids experimenting with drugs. Say what? Then why are you doing going to schools and telling them to stay off? No, this is what it is. He's telling them that the dangers of doing drugs, because so many of them are laced with fentanyl now. Marijuana can be laced with fentanyl. Anything can be laced with fentanyl, and it can kill them. Exactly. It can kill them. But here's a guy who is shooting up with heroin 10 to 30 times a day. And that's okay? That's not addictive? He's lucky he's still alive, because he found out that some of the heroin he was using was indeed laced with fentanyl. And not only was it laced, some of it was pure fentanyl. It's a miracle he's alive. But yet he still does lives, and he's higher than a kite, and he's smoking marijuana, and he's drinking. And heaven help us if some child that sees him doing this, that he is gone and portrayed to be this clean, he's now clean and sober and whatever. No, he's not. No, he's not. And that is wrong. And it needs, like I said, it needs to be stopped. So, there are some other things that are concerning Lisa Marie that I want to talk about. This guy, now is saying that Lisa died from a drug overdose, that she was addicted to drugs when she passed away. The lies just go on and on and on, and they're beyond gross, and he's beyond gross. And I'm just so tired of untruths being spread about her, about being spread about Elvis. I wanted to go back. I have a friend who, smart girl, has kept a lot of her screenshots from years past. And a few years past, I want to read these to you. Some of you may have seen some of these on Facebook. But I wanted to read to you some of the things that he has posted and he has said. Years ago, there was a picture of Lisa Marie with a snake. Can y'all see that? It's her posing with the snake. Okay. And Navarone comments on it, and he says, "Two snakes in the grass. One master of betrayal. One I trust with my life. I hope one of them dies." Do you know who he was talking about that he hoped died? His sister. It wasn't the snake. It was his sister. How do I know? Because my friend who sent me all of this information had a conversation with him, and she kept the screenshots. So let's talk and let's go through these. Okay. So he says, let me see if I can see if I can find the one where it starts with her. I'm so sorry. I thought I was all together here. Anyway, okay, here, let's start here. He says, somebody asked him, "Can you tell us what happened, or are you only jealous of her fame, career, and money?" He's talking about Lisa Marie. Navarone says, "I'd rather have a loving, caring father than a tenth of anything she owns. Let's just say she tried to come between that relationship." So he's saying that Lisa Marie tried to come between the relationship of him and his father. No, that is so untrue. Not correct. Navarone's father went to Lisa Marie because he had overheard a conversation with Priscilla and Barry Siegel about this business deal that they were about to go down with. And he knew it was wrong. And he talked to Lisa about it. Navarone, either one, has no idea that his father was trying to protect Lisa. Number two, is it possible that maybe his mother is just telling him whatever it is she wants him to hear so that she doesn't lose him too? Oh, it goes on. Let's go on. I'm going to read you some more of the things he said. He said, someone asked him, he said, "May I ask what happened that was so bad that it had to be taken to social media? It becomes everyone's business when you post it on social media." He says, "She," meaning Lisa, "has zero loyalty and cannot be trusted, worth a piece of flung gorilla dung." But that's not the word he used. "Anytime I have tried to have a sister and trusted her with something, she has gone behind my back and," he used a bad word. And anyhow, I'm not going to repeat what else he said, but he said she's gone behind his back and she's messed him up. Okay? The wording is horrible. I'm not going to repeat that on this show. And so someone comes back and says, "I don't know Lisa personally, but what I know is that loyalty is very important to her. So I'm concluding you're just jealous and you want attention. That's why you do this on Instagram." And he says, they go on to say, These mean-spirited words are not just hurting Lisa Marie, but also Ben and Riley as they adore their mom. Kindness goes a lot further than being mean with words. Take the high road and move forward. Family is everything. Navarone, sorry, but you are wrong. Loyalty means nothing to her. Who knows her better, you or me? Her own mother doesn't like her. Say what? He just said her own mother doesn't like her. Well, we knew they had issues. But he's saying that Priscilla doesn't even like her? Huh. Very, very interesting, isn't it? This guy has got issues. You know, he says on different shows now that, you know, their relationship was difficult. The reason he said some of the things he did was because he was in mourning and he was angry. Really? You weren't in mourning when you said these things several years ago, were you? You do have some anger issues, Navarone, and you need to sort them out. But maybe the reason he's trying to say nicer things about her now is because his mother's put him up to it. Y'all, this show is strictly my opinion. This one is completely opinion-based, but my opinions are based off the YouTube videos that I've told you about. They're based off the addiction podcast that he did and off the actual screenshotted messages that a trusted friend of mine sent me, and they can be verified. So I am making opinions based on information that has been sent to me. You can draw your own conclusions as well. But this isn't good. This is bad. The guy is in trouble. He needs to be stopped. He needs to stop talking to children at school. How I wish he would clean up his life. Yes, I do. Because the good he could do is so far greater than the damage he's now doing. I don't want anyone to be stuck in a life like he's living. Now, there was one other thing that I haven't touched on yet. One of the videos that Game Truth posted was from one of Navarone's lives, and he was interacting with a girl he thought was 14 who had drawn some pornographic stick figures. And he asked if she could draw another one, and he explained what he wanted. And then he said, I feel kind of bad doing that because you're only 14. Well, she ends up telling him that she's 17. Excuse me, but 17 is still underage. And why are you doing this on an Instagram live? Where children that you've gone and talked to could probably find you on. Do you think that's a good example? I certainly don't. I wouldn't want my grandchildren watching them. Because I wouldn't want them to think that he's cool and he's okay. Because none of this is okay. He is, at one turn he's saying how Lisa was awful. The next thing out of his mouth is, oh, I'm over it and it was just grief and I'm just sad. I was just sad. But then the next time you hear him, she's awful again. Which is it? Which is it? Personally, I think he had no love for Lisa Marie at all. None. That's his loss. That's his problem. That's sad. And why am I talking about it? Because it's okay to not like somebody, and it's okay to, not want to hang around them or something, but it's another to try to destroy them and what's left of their legacy, especially when they have children, underage children, that hear all of this and wonder, why are you saying that about my mom, your half-sister? I'd love to hear your comments down below. Please tell me what you think about this video. Um, Next week, we're going to be getting more into Lisa Marie. I'm hoping to have a guest on my show that can explain from a medical perspective some of the things that were going on with her. And again, this one is going to be based on a medical opinion, so you can take that for what it's worth. But I hope you will tune in. Until next time, y'all remember, you only get one shot at this life. Live each day to the fullest, because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring. See you next week. Bye, everybody.